Those are the headlines on BBC World News. The latest financial and commercial news from the Middle East, now on BBC World News in Middle East Business Report.
Winds of change. Does life after revolution offer hope for entrepreneurs?
There's no real tradition of innovation in Tunisia. We don't have the scientific infrastructure to develop new systems, but we need to start thinking out of the box.
Plain talking like Morocco is keen for its aerospace industry to take off.
Think wind power, and this is what springs to mind. Tall turbines with powerful blades. Some think they're beautiful, a source of green energy. Others argue they're an eyesore, noisy, a danger to passing birds. But might this prototype be the basis of wind turbines in the future? Set up on a rooftop in Tunisia's capital, the Saphonian's designed to capture wind energy using the machine's unusual movement rather than any blades. The idea is that that can then be converted to electricity at a rate the inventor says will be twice as efficient as existing turbines, with plenty of other benefits too. Now unfortunately I can't show you too much of the technology behind the device at the moment. It's still going through some last-minute modifications. But there have been more than 70 patents issued around the world, so the people behind it are fairly confident it'll be a success. And if that is the case, then that will be a rare thing for Tunisia. Anis is the engineer behind the invention. He despairs at the lack of scientific entrepreneurs in his homeland, but he's hopeful recent events in the country will change that.
There's no real tradition of innovation in Tunisia. We don't have the scientific infrastructure to develop new systems, but we need to start thinking out of the box. The Tunisian revolution has been a catalyst for culture and thought. Today, the Tunisian feels free, feels they're not being held back, feels capable of doing things, which maybe 2 or 3 years ago, before the revolution, they'd never have thought of doing.
It's an optimism that persuaded Hassin to quit a banking job in the Gulf and return to Tunisia and try and help turn the invention into a viable business. But he says there's still a psychological shift needed to encourage Tunisia's entrepreneurial spirit.
The level of skepticism of people, even those who are really close to us, make it really difficult for you, to progress. The social cost of failure is still very high in Tunisia, that people, especially the young people, prefer, to follow a conventional career, like working in a bank or in a government, rather than taking the risk. We have to set a precedent, we have to show and set a benchmark and show to the youth, the young Tunisian people, that yes, it is possible.
Under the presidency of Ben Ali, entrepreneurs here often had to pay bribes, have connections to the regime, or both if they're going to make a go of things. That link between business and power was summed up by a former US ambassador in a memo released by WikiLeaks, saying seemingly half the Tunisian business community can claim a Ben Ali connection through marriage.